Islanders secure Max Tsyplakov with 2-year deal. What to expect next season? Breaking news. Islanders lock down Tsyplakov with $4.5 million deal just before arbitration deadline. The New York Islanders have successfully secured forward Max Tsyplakov's services, finalizing a contract agreement mere days before their scheduled arbitration hearing. In what comes as a relief to both parties, the Islanders and Tsyplakov reached terms on a fresh 2-year contract valued at $2.25 million per season, according to insider Elliot Friedman of Sportsnet, who broke the news on Friday. This agreement effectively cancels the arbitration session that had been set for July 29th. With Tsyplakov's signature now on paper, the Islanders have addressed their final restricted free agent situation, essentially completing their off-season roster construction, barring any unexpected developments in the coming weeks. The team's depth chart now looks remarkably robust, including their recent first overall draft selection, Matthew Schaefer, who still needs to finalize his entry-level contract. The Islanders will enter training camp with an impressive array of talent: 16 forwards, 8 defensemen, and 3 goaltenders, all vying for positions on the final roster. This represents a substantial improvement in organizational depth compared to recent seasons, when typically only 2 or 3 roster spots were genuinely up for grabs during camp. But here's where things get interesting for the financial picture. The exact amount of salary cap space available to the Islanders when the season begins will ultimately depend on which players secure spots on the final roster. However, it appears unlikely that the team will be pressed directly against the $95.5 million salary ceiling. Looking specifically at Tsyplakov's performance, the Russian winger recorded 10 goals and contributed 25 assists during his NHL debut season, primarily playing in middle six forward roles. Despite these respectable numbers for a rookie, Tsyplakov openly acknowledged his dissatisfaction with his offensive production and struggled periodically with puck management issues. Nevertheless, his advanced analytics painted a more favorable picture, and the Islanders management appreciated his physical playing style. "I expected for more from myself," Tsyplakov candidly admitted during the team's end-of-season media availability. "More scoring, more goals, more points. Be a good player on ice. It's just not completing my chances. Sometimes no lucky shots. KHL last season, I had a lot of luck. Here, I know I can score more. I'll be better next season about this." And this is the part most people miss. Tsyplakov will face significantly heightened competition for premium offensive roles this upcoming season. The Islanders' forward group has become considerably more crowded, creating additional pressure on him to elevate his scoring output. Head coach Patrick Waugh has already revealed that newly acquired free agent Jonathan Drouin will begin the season alongside center Bo Horvat. Fellow Russian prospect Max Tsyplakov could potentially earn consideration for top 6 minutes as well. Meanwhile, Simon Holmstrom appears destined for an elevated role after beginning last season on the third line. Additionally, a fully healthy Anthony Duclair will certainly contend for premium ice time. Consequently, Tsyplakov's exact role remains fluid, likely to be determined by his training camp performance and subject to adjustments throughout the season, based on his productivity and team needs. "For me, it doesn't matter who I play with," Tsyplakov stating confidently during exit interviews. "I know I can play with everybody." The controversial question that remains: did the Islanders make the right move investing over $4 million in a player who admittedly underperformed his own expectations last season? Some analysts believe Tsyplakov's underlying metrics suggest he's primed for a breakout, while others question if his KHL success will ever fully translate to North American ice. What's your take? Is this contract a bargain that will pay dividends, or should the Islanders have taken a harder negotiating stance with the young Russian? Share your thoughts in the comments below. NHL contract updates: Tsyplakov, Knyzhov, and Phillips. Snapshots: Tsyplakov, Knyzhov, and Phillips. Islanders settled with winger Max Tsyplakov before an arbitration hearing earlier today, with both sides agreeing to a 2-year deal worth $2.25 million, including a cap hit. Tsyplakov initially asked for $3 million for the deal, but his camp lowered this figure to $2.75 million after realizing they wouldn't get general manager Mace'o. However, when negotiations didn't yield the expected cap hit, the deal ultimately settled at $2.25 million due to fears that an arbitrator might award less. This decision highlights the impact of player eligibility constraints on contracts. Here's more from around the hockey world today. The Canucks AHL affiliate in Abbotsford announced 4 signings today, including former Sharks defenseman Nikolai Knyzhov. His brief 81-game NHL career was derailed by a core muscle surgery, which sidelined him for the entire 2021-22 season. He hasn't played in the NHL since the Sharks bought him out following the 2023-24 campaign. Instead, he signed with Wilkes-Barre in Scranton for a PTO, but this only yielded an AHL contract. After a trade in March, he joined the Grand Rapids Griffins, earning 6 points and a +1 rating in 26 appearances, along with 1 assist and a -6 rating in 6 ECHL appearances. Flames defense prospect Mace'o Phillips will delay his college commitment for the University of Minnesota for a year, joining the USHL's Green Bay Gamblers instead. Ryan Sykes reports this as a post-draft move, with Calgary's 3rd-round pick waiting until 2026-27 to join the NCAA ranks. A 6'6", 234-pound lefty who spent last year with the U.S. national team development program's under-18 squad posted 6 points and a -11 rating with 103 PIMs in 60 appearances. View comment 0.